I would like to buy 45 baby pandas. You're all out of pandas. How do businesses and business people help in our community? What do they do? Okay. First, let's learn some words. Entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who starts businesses with new ideas. It's someone who has an idea and starts a business off of that idea. For example, at one point or another, there was a man who was like, you know what? I have a cow. And he drank some of the milk from that cow. And he was like, this is a great idea. I'm going to start selling milk. Now he becomes an entrepreneur because he's had an idea and he's going to go sell that idea to people. He's going to make a business from that idea. So he goes into his local community and he tries to start doing that. But he has a rough time because he can't really find people who want to buy his milk. And then another word comes in, market. Market is a place where buyers and sellers can meet and try to buy and sell things. Okay, so this man who wants to sell milk, this entrepreneur who wants to sell milk in his community, can't seem to until somebody else says, hey, we have a farmer's market about 15 minutes out. You can go sell there. So he goes over there and he goes to the market, to the farmer's market to sell. The reason it's called the farmer's market is because it's where farmers can go sell things to buyers. That's why it's called market. Another example of a market would be Walmart or any of your favorite grocery stores, supermarkets. That's why it's called a supermarket, because it's able to bring lots of sellers and lots of buyers in one place. The sellers are able to show their products on shelves and stuff so that buyers can go and see what the sellers are selling and buy it if they want to. That's what's called a supermarket. And this entrepreneur who is selling milk goes to the farmer's market and he starts selling milk. And people in his community are like, whoa, milk is actually kind of good. And they keep buying more. So you can see how business people can be pretty important inside of our community. They can fill needs that the government wouldn't have, needs or wants that the government wouldn't have been able to fill. The leaders of the community wouldn't be able to fill. One example of that would be the guy who would be selling milk. Nobody knew about the milk until he did, but he did, and he decided to go sell it. Now people really want milk, or maybe they need milk. It's good for you. So they're buying it from him. So he's filling in. And then, imagine you have a man inside the community who really wants milk, or really needs milk. He needs it because his bones are soft and weak, and he needs some good bone juice. But he's not able to afford it. That's where another word comes in called charity. Charity is when people or businesses decide to give money, time, or any service to help others. Okay, an example of charity would be that the man who is selling the milk sees the man who cannot afford the milk, but he needs it or he wants it. And he says, the man who's selling the milk says, you know what? I'm going to give him some milk for free because that's a nice thing to do and it helps him. That would be an example of charity. And then you could say, well, there's lots of people who can't afford the milk. Let's start a community charity. People start putting in money and pitching in time and service, work, to go bring milk to the people who can't afford it for free. Yeah, and this is some examples of how business people help in our community. They bring in new ideas, new services, and charity to our communities. That is some examples. So remember the words entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is somebody who makes a business with a new idea. They come up with a great idea and they want to make a business because of that idea. And market is a place where buyers and sellers can meet to buy and sell things. And charity is when people give time, money, or service to help others. Okay? So see where all this happens in your community. See who our entrepreneurs are. See where the markets are. And see who's giving charity and where the charity goes. Okay, stay in school.